Hey guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Priscilla here with Poevember. That's hashtag Poevember25. We're on day 27. The prompt for day 27 is sunrise. If you don't know what's going on here, there's a whole playlist in the description below. So definitely check that out. There's a playlist for this year. That's hashtag Poevember25. There's also a playlist for last year's challenge, which is hashtag Poevember24, so that you can see all the fun, cool Edgar Allan Poe inspired things that we're doing here. And if you like gothic stuff, you like, journaling stuff, this is the place. This is the spot to be. It is lit. I hate myself for saying that immediately as soon as I said it. At any rate, here we are. The prompt for today is sunrise, and I thought it would be fun to use up this piece of the tree that I painted on the day that we did trees, which was... it feels like a century ago. In reality, it was this month. I know that for sure. Let me look. It was day 10. So 16 days ago, which somehow feels like a lifetime. I don't understand how October was like a blink and I missed it, and yet somehow November is somehow the shortest and longest month I've experienced this year. At any rate, I had this leftover tree. I was going to turn it into like a tag topper, like a little like, I don't know, slidey piece thing, a bob for a tag. But then I was like, wouldn't it be cool to do another one of these window acetate type tags? Because I got a piece of acetate right here. So then I was like, yeah, let's do that. And then I had a lot of fun glazing the acetate when we did the prompt for Azure, the color, the blue page that I did. So I was like, yeah, let's do that again. Let's bring this around. Let's have fun with some of our embossing glazes and powders and stuff. And so that's what this became. This became a very long exercise in playing with embossing powders and stuff like that. And I have these, this blue and, well, it's pink on camera to me, but it says burgundy on the package. Also, the blue one says Merlot, and it's blue. So, do with that what you will. But I have these embossing powders that I actually got at a scrapbook expo like a freaking decade ago, so long ago. And I like some of them. I dislike other ones. These are the ones I dislike. But I thought, like, because the prompt was sunrise, I could use the sunrise colors, like that early morning color where the sun is just sort of rippling over, like the dark purpley blues and like pinks that start to appear when the sun starts to peek over the horizon. So that, like, this could be what I'd make the frame out of. But then I remembered as I was heating up the first round of embossing powder that these particular embossing powders have secret white in them. They have a sneaky bit of white in them, I guess for like the opacity of it. I don't really understand why this blend has little spots of white in it, but I didn't like it. So then I was like, well, you could ink over it and see if you can catch the white and turn it black, but then you might end up inadvertently turning the colors black, and then you wasted your time. But I reminded myself immediately why I didn't like it. So I went back over on top of it one more time with some vintage amethyst, which is like a mix of silver, purple, and black. And on camera, and I think in person, honestly, now that I'm sitting here staring at it, it looks mostly silver. With like the hint of purple to it, but it works. It worked. It cut back some of that bright white, just overly bright color that was on the thing. So if you are in doubt when you are using your embossing powders and you're playing with them, layer them. There is nothing in the rule book that says that you cannot layer them up and get the desired effect. Because yeah, I absolutely love the effect after. If I had left it as it was before, I would have hated it. But I actually really love how it came out after everything. And then I decided, because I'm making essentially like a little pouch to hold the tag, because I want this to have like an interactive element as well. So there's going to be like a sliding tag option that reveals the sunrise. I was going to say sunset, but it's going to reveal the sunrise. So I'm going to take this other piece to be the other side of our pocket, and glaze that up with my embossing glaze. That is the word. And yeah, that's how we're going to get our sunrise effect, by using antique linen, tattered rose, and rusty hinge to have sort of that early morning sunlight effect. And I'm just going to mix them up and go back over a couple times, because for whatever reason, did I say it's tattered rose. Tattered rose is the color in the middle. And for whatever reason, that color has like no pigmentation. I don't know what's going on with it. Like, it's there. There's a hint of, like, very slight pink, but it is so faint compared to, like, the Rusty Hinge, which you can see is more opaque than you would imagine it to be for a glaze. And the antique linen is the color antique linen is supposed to be. But it made me, like, question if I had put it on there after I put the Rusty Hinge on, because I was like, you can't even tell that there's tattered rose on here. So I did it twice, just in case, to see if, like, the double up would fix it. But no, it doesn't really do anything about that, like, weird line of, like, demarcation between the two colors, because Rusty Hinge is so much more powerful than the tattered rose color that it, like, absolutely just overwhelms it. But I mean, it's there, I promise. It doesn't seem like it, but it is. But it works. It does do the sunrise effect, and I think it's a very subtle sunrise. I have colors. I had, like, the red and the orange, and I have a scattered straw, too. So I could have done, like, a fiery combo, like, that way, and done more of that. But that reads more sunset to me than sunrise. I always think of sunrises as, like, gentle light. So I didn't do that. I did something different. And I like the lighter effect. I think it works overall. It does the sunrise effect here. And then I think also the way that we're getting our sunrise effect on top of that, like the doubling of it, is that the sliding element, the little tag in the pocket, is going to rise out of the pocket and reveal the sunrise. So I think it works. I think it works on more than one level. So this is the little tag here that I'm making. That's going to be our moving element inside this little pouch pocket. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, as I just literally finished this and then started doing this voiceover, I didn't need to make this a pouch. I didn't need to. I could have just folded it over and made it a simple pocket and saved myself so much trouble, because by the end I realized that because I chose to make this a pouch to give it a little bit more space, and because I was, I don't know, bored, I had to be very, very careful with the way in which I glued everything together and glued stuff down, because if I didn't do it in the right order and, like, make sure that everything was in the right place, it would interrupt the movement. It would interrupt the sliding movement. And I almost fuck it up big time by using double-sided tape on the other element in this pocket, which did not need double-sided tape on both sides. But that's what happens, because I just start sticking the tape down before I start looking at where it goes, and then I go, oh yeah, no, you didn't actually need this tape. So I fixed that problem too, don't worry. I put a piece of paper over it, and it works. We solved the problems here. We solve problems here. If I do nothing else on this channel, it is solve the problems I created myself. So yeah. I decided that for the sunrise, we'd focus on this little house with its little creeper guy. And so when the sunrise gets revealed, you get to see this little creeper dude. I somehow got glue underneath my piece of paper, though, so I had to fix that by covering it up with a big old word like thing, but it works. It's also about nyctophilia, which is the love of darkness, or finding relaxation or comfort in darkness, which I think is funny, like, up against our sunrise page. It makes me chuckle a little bit. So yeah, that all worked out in the end anyways. It was a good little touch to the thing. And here's where I'm beginning to realize that I have erred in my judgment to use this tape everywhere. And also that I had to start putting stuff down in order, because otherwise I would have wasted all my time making this and it would be not functional. But yeah, so essentially, the conceit of this tag, this little pouch, is that there's two little pieces of paper at the top that are going to stop our card from moving. So we're making like a little channel, and at the bottom of our tag, we put little feet to catch that, those little stoppers, so that it will not slide all the way out. So the tag doesn't come out. It stays right where it's supposed to be, except for when it doesn't choose to glue. And I'm telling you guys, even after I got off camera, I had to go back and re-glue these like 3 more times, those little stopper pieces, because for whatever reason, they were like, yeah, no, we're not going to stick. And I don't know why. Everything works, and it's stuck together now, but when I was recording, it was like a bitch and a half to get it to stick down. So yeah, I don't know what was going on there with the glue, if I was just like exacerbating it by pulling on it too much or whatever, but we made it work in the end, and that's what's important. And then I realized that I didn't want to use another one of those word strips for the top of this tag, because I just thought it was, you know, a lot. So I ended up using some more of the Gothic words up top. Gloomy, I think, works with the image behind the tree of this cool raven-winged gas mask lady who I love. So I wanted to find a good spot for her, and I think it's also part of the joke of it being Gothic sunrise is by making it a gloomy morning. But yeah, I think it's fun. I think it came out great. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you think I managed to successfully complete the prompt, I think I did. I'm pretty proud of it. It took me forever, so I had to speed up this video even more because I would have been talking forever to do this, but it paid off in the end. But that's going to be it for me, guys. I will catch you all in the next one. Come back tomorrow for day 28 of hashtag Poevember25. I appreciate your faces. Don't forget to check out all the links and stuff in the description. And I'll see you guys all next time. Happy crafting, guys. Goodbye.